Okay. So now we are going back to the throne room. Hey look, we're here again. Is there any more loots? No? Alright, well, here we are. Hi boys. Oh, it's only you?
Ah, there you are. I knew you would come, and I have grown very good at waiting. You are very different from the student I once taught. Death changed you, I imagine.
No, life changed me.
I apologize for that indignity, but it was necessary. It was also meant to be the end of you, but you surprised me again. I should have studied your people before wiping them out.
Yeah, you should have studied a lot of things.
Even so, I did my best. I made you strong enough to achieve your destiny, but with a weakness I could exploit. I thought I anticipated everything, but you proved me wrong.
Will you not give one last thought to your family? And you've surprised me, but I know what you are now. Cease your prattling. Will you not give one last thought to your family?
Once more you try to restore me. My lost family was just one more tool. If they had ever meant more than that, I would have been present when they fell. Tell me, what use are heirs to a god? I will set the Empire on a path of never-ending stability and glory. I am beyond this. I will undo the damage of his ignorance, force the dead to their rest, and keep the waters flowing. My empire will be ordered, obedient, and neither ghosts nor gods will plague it.
Force the dead
And you
to their
are all
rest.
that stands between me and the new peace. My brother summoned underlings to defeat you. I will create them from the very stone.
Yeah, you don't seem to.
Longsword!
Sure. You know, when I use the demon forms, I have knockback animations. Alright, are we good? Let me just do that, pick up this orb. Save the game.
Be careful. He still has great power to draw upon.
I know.
An impressive display. Your star shines bright, but it is still trapped within a mortal body. Perhaps a more direct application of my power will show you what you are up against. And just how restrictive your shell truly is. Yes, this will amuse me. Worse than actually dying. Seeing death come and being unable to stop it.
Cool.
Physical barriers are no match for those we place in our own minds. My power has encased you in doubt, held you with the weight of your burden.
You tried to paralyze my resolve. My will is stronger than that. More stolen power can't hold me up by your influence. More games to get your tendrils out of my head.
You and your followers are playthings. The rest are held just as you are. You are each too weak to match my power.
You are each too weak to match my power. That means we have to work together. Hey guys, you are not alone, we are also in prison, but if we do not resist in our own minds, we can lend our strength to you. Wait, what?
What the hell is going on?
Yes, well said.
Guide your minds to me, I am the one who must face Sunlit. Lead traps us in our own bodies, add your strength to mine. You fools ever use after or things like... sure. Why don't... Are you sure? Allies have no greater strength than in your own heart. I will be the conduit, I will show them the way. Okay. I can't even see what I'm fighting. White on white. Immune, really?
Amusing but pointless. My talons are deep within you.
It's just more combat, it's like, it's not that...
More fools leap to your defense, but no matter. The weight of my power will crush you soon enough.
You know nothing of loyalty, that is your weakness. They strengthen me, you're too quick to abandon your allies. You know nothing of loyalty.
I am with you. We haven't come this far to fail now.
We cannot let this stand, not when so much is at stake.
I stand with you. We will not fall just yet.
Your efforts are meaningless. Do you think to counter my influence by yourself? A god holds you. Nothing in the mortal realm can help you. Nothing.
Big words, bro. Oh hey, it's you again. How you doing?
I have moved with you, hidden, trying to keep focus. I give you all that I am, all that I was. Restore what has been corrupted.
Punch a rock! Amazing!
Once again, I misunderstand. The raw energy, you are far too resistant to it. The loyalty you inspire is also tiresome, but I respect it. You have truly become a spirit monk. In another time, I would be proud of your ability.
How much more of this do we have to do? You're a great teacher, your skill was wasted on evil ambition. That's true. My skill is great in spite of you, not because of you. Is this the part where you asked me to join you? I answered my fist. You were a great teacher, your skill was wasted on an evil ambition.
I am not satisfied with helping others surpass me. I quickly tired of elevating my brother, and I will not learn to serve you.
I don't want you to serve me.
I see now that the Water Dragon's power is the prize, not the means to victory. No matter what I expend, while you live, you will resist. That is your role. It is the celestial bureaucracy attempting to restore balance. We must bring the fight back down to earth, unless you are made to see reason.
There can be no deals. Let's end this master versus student. Alright, I'm listening. Tell me what great idea you have.
What if I guarantee your name will live in the heart of each and every citizen in the Jade Empire?
That's so
It is a
weak.
glory beyond mere heroics. You would be eternal.
That is so weak.
I do not seek power as my brother did. I will correct the violence inherent in man. I will make certain there are no more wars, no more droughts. Everyone will be content in their roles, and they will hold in their hearts the warrior who sacrificed everything so that they might prosper. You could make that happen.
No. The problem is that you are not content in your role, Lee. Alright.
No great waves of energy, no demons from the walls. Skill versus skill, master versus student, as you said. I expect you have corrected the flaw in your style. No matter. Beyond the basics, I also taught you focus. Match me if you can.
Longsword!
Oh, hey look, he's got homing projectiles. Great. Yeah, get stuck in the corner. Oh really? I hit him and I get injured?
You surprise me yet again. I'm a better teacher than I thought.
But there's no more water then. Now what? Back to drought? I'm not sure that the drought is better. Because the Emperor only did it because of the drought. And people were dying. A lot of people were dying. Well, yes and no. They killed the water dragon for the water. They didn't have to take the power to become gods. So I guess it's not entirely just for the drought. I don't know. Yay, clapping, clapping, let me clap. Yeah, clapping, clapping, yeah. Good job, whoa, yeah, good job, yeah, yeah. Clapping. Clapping. Well done everyone, we finished the game. I think. Congratulations, you have unlocked Jade Master Mode. The Master button in the character selection screen when starting a new campaign will now be enabled. Oh, cool. What does that mean though? Silk Fox, though the credibility of her family was understandably marred by the actions of her father and uncle, Princess Sunlane emerged from the incident with a newfound credibility that easily secured her claim to the throne. This was thanks in no small part to keeping Wu the Hammer very close at hand and making sure the people knew that she had her full support throughout the ordeal. Empress Sunlane and Wu the Hammer ruled in concert, remaining close companions and sharing the burden of leadership as they guided the Jade Empire through a new golden age. Good for them. Dawnstar, the defeat of Sunli signaled a new beginning for the Jade Empire and a personal awakening in Dawnstar. Despite the loss of the master she thought she knew, With the restoration of the natural order, the Empire seemed alive with possibility. She had seen the heart of the land in turmoil, so she retraced her steps, replacing memories of destruction with sights of renewal. Soon she found herself back in the ruin of two rivers. It was painful, but she took comfort in knowing that the fish were abundant and the land remained fertile. Eventually new settlers would come. She replanted her garden, a flower for each of her lost friends, and set out across the Empire once more. Alright, good for her. Drastic shifts in power always create political and economic turbulence. In the years following the defeat of Emperor Sun Li, however, things were remarkably calm, with food supplies reaching the poor and imperial control of areas abandoned to near lawlessness quickly restored. Those who were there credit the smooth transition to the aid of a group called the Guild. Working under some mysterious imperial sanction, the Guild's agents moved supplies quickly to those who needed them most and helped the imperial army pinpoint the camps of bandit leaders and others who threatened imperial control. While the Guild faded from sight as peace was restored, stories persisted. Most stories recounted the exploits of this mysterious organization's dashing new leader, Sky. His ready smile, endless energy, and kindness quickly made him a legend among the common people. Really? Sky took over the Guild? Handpicked Hao's wife finally tracked him down and brought him back home to settle back into the simple bunmaster's life. A few years later, he became a father for the first time, though having septuplets at his age was not unheard of. Having 7 daughters at once was a bit peculiar. 7 daughters at once. Shortly thereafter, Hao became deathly ill after accidentally eating a bun he intended to give to his wife. Hao's wife invited her entire family to live with them while he was bedridden. Hao recovered more quickly than expected, but word of his poisonous bun made sure that his career as a bun master was over. Instead, Hao became a delivery man, delivering packages throughout the Empire. He has yet to return from his first delivery. That's weird. Wildflower, the will of the heavens was fulfilled. The heart of the water dragon was restored, and her soul reborn balance returned to the heavens, and the Jade Empire endured. His duty discharged, Chai Ka, the heavenly gate guardian, returned to his heaven once more. In honor of her service to the heavens, the girl Wildflower, whom Chai Ka has raised to serve as his anchor, was granted the most precious gift of all, life. She was given a chance to live a new life according to her own whim. Kang, after Sun Li's defeat, Kang the Mad enjoyed actual public appreciation for his devices. It was brief, however. As the Empire returned to peace, his machines once more became the greatest identifiable threat to the common good. His flyers grew faster and more durable, the driving force often an angry mob hurling ever larger stones. When last seen, Kang was boarding an alarmingly bare-bones device he had dubbed the Celestial Rocket Chair. While it allowed him to evade his latest pursuers, the launch also left a crater that suggested the escape was more permanent than he might have planned. Despite this, on each anniversary of their victory, Wu the Hammer would find a fantastic new machine on her doorstep, seemingly appeared out of nowhere. If you say so. Black Whirlwind. The Black Whirlwind accepted a job hunting demons for the celestial bureaucracy, but the ensuing red tape frustrated him so much that he gave up and made for the mysterious East. Shortly thereafter, the Empire received a great influx of outlanders, many of whom were missing limbs and other body parts. He returned to the Jade Empire several years later, but this time he came from the west. Okay. He couldn't explain how he did it, but he was the only person unsurprised to arrive back where he started. Expressing a newfound hatred for a people who couldn't make a decent bowl of wine. The Black Whirlwind vowed never again to leave the Jade Empire. A week later he got bored and headed off to the north. Alright, and that's the end. The ending was okay. It seemed a little bit rushed. Also, the music's kinda loud. I said it at the beginning, and I think I'll reiterate it now. It's, I guess, quite representative of early BioWare games. Wow, it's really loud. Early BioWare games where the story is pretty good, but the gameplay is not. I mean, I remember Dragon Age Origins most of all, and it was like this. I was playing on normal difficulty, but the combat was just so frustrating, and it was not smooth. In that game, like, the AI would do things on its own, and you could pause the game to give commands, and then you unpause, and the AI would do stuff. But the AI was so dumb that you had to constantly pause the game, because like things happen so fast as well. So you pause the game, You give commands, you unpause, they do things, you pause again. You give commands, you unpause, they do stuff. And so you have to do this constantly, because if you rely on the AI to do stuff on their own, they would just die. They would just run around like idiots and die. And so every combat became this really tedious micromanagement where you kind of pause, give commands, unpause, pause, give commands, unpause. And you just do this constantly. And if you miss a pause, or if you like just press pause a split second too late, your guys will be dead. And this is, I mean, if this was like a boss battle, if every once in a while you have a boss battle that was complicated, alright, I can do that. But this was every single battle. Every single battle, you walk into a room, you'll be surrounded by enemies. You kill them all, you walk into the next room, you'll be surrounded by enemies again. For some reason, they thought that it was a good idea to have you be surrounded by enemies every single combat. Like, you would see an empty room, right? You'd walk in, and the enemies would literally appear all around you. So there's no positioning, there's no kind of tactics, it's just you kind of pausing and pausing. That was Dragon Age Origins for me. And halfway through, like in this game, I turned down the difficulty, and then it became tolerable. You didn't have to micromanage as much because your AI could deal with an easy enemies. But then it wasn't fun, it was still tedious, it wasn't really fun, but it was tolerable. And it was the same as this game, like the combat was so frustrating. I mean, you could do it, but you kind of had to try multiple times over and over again, and it still, even when you win, it still feels bad. And so again, with this game, just like in Dragon Age Origins, like you turned down the difficulty and it became tolerable, but it still wasn't fun. But the combat was still kind of awkward and frustrating. And similar things can be said about even Mass Effect 1. Like that game, it wasn't as bad as Dragon Age Origin or Jade Empire, but the combat in that game was also a bit whack. Most of the time you were exploiting flaws in the AI, and you weren't really, like you were kind of like exploiting the dumb pathfinding to kind of maneuver the enemies into your gunfire. So I mean, it was a bit whack, but it was playable. But the story is quite interesting. I mean, it tells a fairly good story. There are parts of it that I wish were a little bit more fleshed out, especially at the start. Like, I don't appreciate the type of storytelling where they just don't tell you a story, where they kind of imply there's a lot of stuff, like they tell you there's a lot of stuff going on that you don't understand, and then they don't explain anything to you. I really hate that particular act. Like, that particular way of doing things I don't like. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, as somebody who writes stories every now and then, I don't think it's necessary to do that. I think you can tell a full and proper story and still have plot twists, right? And still have that thing. And I keep pointing to BioShock as the example where the story didn't feel like there were missing things. They were kind of mysteries, but you were always discovering things as you play through the game. And you were satisfied that the stuff you were learning were correct. I mean, just don't do that. And it was only at the plot twist when you realized that there were other stuff going on, and then it also makes sense. So that was like a brilliant plot twist, of course, BioShock. And you were never frustrated by how obtuse the story was, because it wasn't obtuse. It was a very clever story. I think even Mass Effect did better than this. Like, Mass Effect had this kind of mystery, as in like, who were the Reapers, and and what was Saren really doing. So there was mysteries, but it wasn't people telling you, hey, there's a mystery here. Like, it wasn't like really kind of ham-fisted storytelling. Like, it was like your character didn't know what's going on, all the other people around you didn't know what's going on, and then your job was to try to figure out what's going on. And so it felt natural. It wasn't like somebody telling you, there's a mystery, I know what it is, but I won't tell you, you have to find out. Like, that is the dumbest thing, right? Anyway, so it is a early BioWare game. It's quite good. I mean, I respect it. Maybe like if they made a sequel now, it would be awesome. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. Oh, and the the stat system and the inventories and then the loot system. There's just too much loot. Too much unnecessary loot. Too many stats. There's not really too many. Like, I was thinking, like, if you compare this with Fallout, if you played the original Fallout games, Fallout 1, Fallout 2, I mean, Fallout, for example, is one of these old school RPGs that have a lot of stats. But all the stats fit on one page, and it was all one system, right? If you remember Fallout, if you played it, you go to your stats page, and you have your main stats, and then you have your skills, right? You have your special main stats and your skills, and then you have some derived stats like your armor class and your damage and then your resistance and something like that. But and then your perks. So, but it was all there on one page, like it was one system, and they could show you everything on one page. And it was like, okay, this is the stat system. It's not simple. There's a lot of numbers. There's like dozens of numbers, but it's all there, and it's one coherent system. Whereas here, you have your levels, which gave you, you have stat points to distribute between your health, your spirit, and your chi. All right, and then you can learn techniques which also gave you bonuses to your health and your spirit and your chi. So alright, so it doesn't give you, so the techniques you learn isn't bonus stat points, it's like individual items that give you extra stats. Okay, there's that. So there's the stat points you earn from leveling up, and then there's the stats you get from these items. And then you go to a different page, and there's your amulet, and then there's these gems. Which is like, and those kind of give you stat points, and then they give you the intimidation and insight and charm, and then they give you some other skills as well. So like they give you specific combat skill bonuses, and they give you trap evasion, and then they give you basic stats. So then there's the amulet, and then there's a whole bunch of gems which give you more stats, and then there's your styles with another set of skill point system where you can invest points into each style. And then you can learn like over a dozen styles, even though you only need like 2 in the entire game. Like you need a weapon style and you need a fighting style, and all the other stuff is completely superfluous. But then like you have like a dozen fighting styles, and then each one has stats within them. So that's like a third thing. So you see how like it's just a lot of different stats, and then you go to the shop. You can go to a shop, you can buy gems, you can buy skills, and you can buy quest items. And you can buy styles. It's like it's a mess. It's like the skill point system and the inventory system is just like it's like several different interacting systems for some reason. It's not one system. Not like if you play Fallout. Even though Fallout also, like, the complexity is I would say that Fallout is more complex. Like the stat system in Fallout is more complex than in Jade Empire. But somehow it's more coherent and easier to understand than the stuff in Jade Empire. So it's like mechanically the game has issues. Like it's not bad, it's not wrong, but it's not as good as some other games, right? You know,
This world is out of balance.
like you can look at some other games and you can say that they do it better, right? So mechanically the game is not that good, but the story, as in all BioWare games, is quite good. It ended well. I mean, there were slow bits in the middle and at the start, but it ended really well. All right, I think that's all I have to say. What is mini games? Oh, these are flyers. Leaving the workshop, completing quests in the wait. Really? I didn't do everything. All right. I'll see you in future games. I'm done talking. All right.